David Oyelowo is known for his pivotal role as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in Selma. In his new movie, it's called 5 Nights in Maine, he plays a widower who lost his wife in a car accident. He is called to Maine by his terminally ill and estranged mother-in-law, who is also trying to grieve.
You look like you haven't slept in ages.
Oh, my wife just died.
My child died. My child.
I know that.
Why do you act so pious? It's pathetic. It's a good thing you never had children.
Oh, I'm sure you think that. You would.
Don't presume to know me.
I can see why she never came here.
Oh, she just did.
Look how that turned out.
That wasn't my fault.
No?
No.
I saw how she came back from here. That was you.
Boy, David Oyelowo, welcome back to the table.
Thank you.
Congratulations, you're a producer on this movie too.
I am. I really wanted to see this one made.
Because?
Because I think, it's a universal theme. You know, we all, whether we like it or not, are going to have to deal with bereavement at some point in our lives. And it's something I think, as a society, maybe we shy away from. But when I read the script, it was just a very beautiful treatment of a thing that we all go through.
So was it a learning experience?
It was a learning experience. It was a scary experience. You know, what drew me to it was also the thing that made me scared of it. You know, I'm married to a very wonderful lady myself. And, you know, when you're an actor, you have to put yourself in the position of what you're playing. And so the idea of having to entertain the loss of her, which is what I would have to do, was something I didn't really want to do.
And that's what I wondered, David. That scene was very powerful. I wondered if you were thinking about Jessie at that moment and what that would do to you.
Yeah, I mean, you know...
When you get the news that she has died.
Yes. You know, if you're playing someone like Dr. King, you're able to put yourself in their shoes and their experiences. With something like this, you have to feel what it would be like for you, and that's not a pleasant thing. But, you know, you have to go there, which is something I chose to subject myself to for the sake of the story.
So do you feel like you walked away with some big, grand lessons about grief and bereavement?
I've walked away feeling very blessed that my wife is alive.
Yes.
Because it's not that's not an easy thing for anyone who has suffered that to go through. And I think what we tried to do with the film, between myself and Diane Wiest, who plays the mother of my wife in the film, is to show how people can heal through these terrible tragedies.
And you wanted Diane Wiest for this role as a producer.
Who wouldn't? I mean, you know, 2-time Oscar winner, just phenomenal actress.
Did you think you would get her?
No, no, but thankfully the strength of the script was enough, and she was everything I hoped for and more.
Directors.
Yes.
You've worked with 4 female directors.
Yeah, more actually, but I actually had the opportunity to work with 4 female directors in a row. You know, I have 3 films coming out. Maris Curran directed this. Amma Asante did a film I've got coming out later this year called A United Kingdom, and Mira Naya directed Queen of Cartway, which comes out in September.
Do women direct differently?
I would say women do direct differently than men. I think, you know, one of the reasons 5 Nights in Maine has the emotional impact it has, I think, is to do with the fact that it was directed by a woman. And films that I've been in that have been directed by women I've found that, you know, even Selma with Ava DuVernay, she went for the familial side of things, the emotional side of things, over maybe what a male director would have been gravitate towards in terms of politics. So, you know, I just think there needs to be a balance. That's why I'm a big champion for female directors.
You've spoken out about diversity in Hollywood and the problems around that. The Academy of Motion Pictures has tried to do something about that, make some steps. Have they gone far enough, and what else needs to happen in order to solve that problem?
You know, I think in terms of the whole diversity and inclusion issue, we need to go past talking about it and to actually just do it. And I think the Academy is doing that. For me, I actively look for projects that showcase people of color. That, to me, is doing it. To actively look for female directors is doing it, as opposed to talking about it. I think if we all just decide to just do it, the change will come.
And speaking of doing it, you and your lovely wife became U.S. citizens 2 weeks ago.
We did.
Whoa.
We did, yeah. No, that was
so you'll be voting this year, David?
I will be voting. That was a big reason to do it. And also, you know, we've made a very real life here. And so, you know, we thought, let's go all in. You also can't play Dr. Martin Luther King in a film about voting rights and not be able to vote. You know, so we felt we needed to do it.
Are you looking forward to voting in this election this year? What are your thoughts?
I am.
We're not asking you to share, but what are your thoughts about?
Well, I think
we're kind of asking you to share.
For me, it's a pivotal time in America's history. I think the decision made in November is going to have huge ramifications. So rather than complain about it beyond November, you want to be part of the
David
decision
Oyelowo,
making.
don't mean to cut you off, but we got to go. Thanks very much.
Thank you,
Five Nights in Maine
David.
opens in select cities on Friday.